guys, welcome to another Friday Waffle. Thank goodness it's the weekend. I've had a bit of a hellish week at work, but yeah, glad it's Friday, so trust you've all had a nice time or a nice week and looking forward to the weekend. Not got anything really planned. What have I got? I've got to take the dogs up to get their hair cut tomorrow morning. Now if you can hear heavy panting, it's not actually me, it's this little guy. Oh, there we go. This is Archie. He is a West Highland Terrier. Now for some reason he never seems to drink enough water and he's always panting. I don't know what's up with him. Anyway, you can sit on the floor. Oh. Aye, so anyway, yep. What have I been doing gaming wise? Not a lot. Have I played anything? What was I playing? Yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of, I can't even remember the name of it, so I shall just tell you in one vimto second. Yeah, a game that was recommended by PC Baker, Assault Android Cactus, which was released on Windows and Steam. Excellent twin shooter, really good. I wasn't overly keen to begin with. The kind of sort of cutesy anime, sort of Japanesey type graphics looked a wee bit kind of childish, but the actual gameplay itself's excellent. Now you can probably tell I'm looking a wee bit clean shaven. This is actually the cleanest shaven I have been for, I don't know, I would say probably 6 months. I did kind of attempt to grow a beard, which you may have kind of noticed. Albeit somebody said it looked like Santa Claus, so I kind of got rid of it. But I had a good shave today, so it's actually quite nice, not having any bristle. You probably can't tell at the moment, but I have actually been out. I've been out running twice. I've done just under 20 miles this week running wise, and I went out on my bike for the second time. I did 7 miles, which isn't very long on a bike, but it's a bit of an experience being out on the main road. You know, these bikes, they don't have like mirrors, so obviously you can't see what's coming behind you. And there was a couple of bits, there's a lot of roundabouts where I stay, and a few times as I was kind of coming up to a roundabout, I was kind of trying to look round to see if there's anything coming, and then when you're obviously indicating with your hand, you know, what direction you're going to go, I was kind of wobbling a wee bit, so hopefully I won't take any disastrous falls. If you don't get any videos from me from a good few weeks, you know I've probably bit the dust, so there you go. So yeah, I've been playing, that's the only game I've really been playing. I've not been playing any kind of current consoles at all that I can think of. No, in fact, you know what, I'm talking absolute bollocks. What did I play? Yeah, I played my Atari 130XC last night, and I played Bruce Lee. I got to the very last screen and lost all my lives. Now it's kind of got me thinking, I'm going to come up with, now I've probably got, anyone that watches my channel on a regular basis will know that I've got more features than a bloody Vauxhall Vectra. I'm always coming up with different ideas, but I'm going to come up with one, or there's one that I was thinking about, and it's basically why I love, and it's going to be basically my favourite video games. I mean, the 10-minute mashup was really started to play shit games for a while. I play anything and everything in the mashup, but I want to have a feature where I'm actually playing games that I really enjoy, and I'll tell you why I enjoy them. So I may actually play Bruce Lee maybe tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Sunday. That might be my first game. So games that are really special to me, you know, classic games, some modern games as well. I'm going to play them and tell you exactly why I think they're good. So yeah, that's a new thing I'm going to come up with. Anything else? Yeah, I mentioned last week, I think, or was it the week before, I can't remember exactly. I got myself off eBay, in fact it wasn't off eBay, it was off Gumtree, a 500 gig hard disk IDE drive, and my mate Tony kindly put it in the Xbox for me. This is the original Xbox, the Xbox, it's not the Xbox One, it's just the original Xbox. Yeah, Tony kindly put this drive in for me, and he basically put all my emulators back onto it. I mean, it took him ages, it was a bit of a ball ache, but he came up a cracking job at the end of the day. Now, over last week I was busy transferring. In fact, I think when I made the waffle last week I was actually in the process of transferring games. I was up to something like about 70 games. I mean, it took me 3-4 days to get these games put across, and then I happened to notice it kind of stopped. So I switched the machine off, switched it back on, and it wouldn't boot. So eventually I had to get this sort of a boot disc. It's called Slayer, which you can get online. It's a free disc. Eventually got that, booted into it. I kind of redone the operating system, but lo and behold, all the emulators and all the games that I've put on are gone. I spoke to Tony, and he did tell me that there were some kind of errors on the disc, on the hard disk. And his advice to me was ditch the hard disk, he says, because he could redo it for me. But I mean, he did do it for me just over a week ago, and you know, 3-4 days later it's fallen over. So I was gutted, probably not as much as Tony was gutted, because he's going to have to redo it for me. He's kindly offered to do another one. So I bought myself another, it's actually a 750 gig drive for, I think it was 40 odd quid. Hang on a wee second. Right guys, it was just kicking off outside. I always hate, I remember Steve Benway always saying this: if somebody is standing outside the door, he doesn't like talking, and I'm kind of the same as well. Not that I wouldn't say I'm shy as such, but I think when I'm meeting something like this, you know, I prefer having total peace and quiet than thinking that somebody's outside the door listening to the pish that I talk. So where was I? Yeah, the Xbox hard disk. So yeah, Tony went to a lot of work, got this thing in for me. I put about 70 games in it, and then it's just basically stopped working. So yeah, I managed to get myself another disc. I was actually kind of, I mean, I only spent, the other disc cost me 18 quid. That was off Gumtree, so it wasn't a lot of money. So I've bought this other one off eBay actually. Cost me 44 quid, that's including delivery, which I've now got. If this disc fails, then I think I'll just stick to the original disc that I've got in it. But yeah, so Tony has very kindly agreed to redo it for me, but total pain in the arse. But it kind of got me thinking, you know, just how not fragile, how unreliable, is that the right word to use, you know, hardware can be, especially when it's a kind of physical thing like a hard disk. But it's got me thinking, you know, and it's a subject that has been covered many times, and I'm sure I've probably talked about it in the past, and it is how long will the existing hardware, all these classic consoles, I mean, I'm sitting here looking up, or looking down, I've got my 3DO, I've got my Sega Saturn, I've got the Wii, I've got the PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, PS4, Xbox 360, PS3, PlayStation. How long will these machines actually last for? I mean, the Commodore 64 and the Spectrum, the classic 8-bits, there are still people that make certain bits, like the Spectrum keyboard membrane, you can buy that. There are companies that make these. But, you know, some of the specialist chips, like, I mean, that Just Specky, which I bought, which I still keep meaning to do another look at, you had to provide your own ULA chip, because that's not a chip that you can buy brand new. So there is going to be a finite number of chips for these machines. So I'm quite sure that over the next 10-20 years there's going to be all these classic machines, they're going to become rarer, because the more of them that break down, it's going to get to a point where there's simply no spare parts. Whether a company is able to come up with these new chips, make sort of new versions, it's unlikely, because I don't think there's a market for something like that. You know, it would cost a lot of money, I'd imagine, to make a chip. Excuse me. But how long do you think we'll have with these machines? I mean, looking to my right there, I've got my Vectrex. Now that came out late 70s, so that would be what? That's about 35 years old. Quite incredible that something like that is still working. But we're going to get to a point. I mean, I'm looking straight up just above the camera. I've got my Xbox 360. That is, I think that's my 5th one. I've never been a big user of the 360. I mean, I did get one when it first came out, and I really didn't use it as much as I should have. Pretty much like most of the hardware I tend to buy it, I buy it and then I hardly use it. But yeah, I'm on Xbox number 5, I think it is, because the first 4, basically Red Ring of Death, now that was before, I think you can get them fixed fairly easily, but back in the day I bloody flung them out, half of them. So yeah, they certainly don't make hardware as reliable as it was back then, possibly because the hardware nowadays is being asked to do so much more than, you know, a Vectrex or a Super Nintendo or something. But yeah, I think we are going to get to a stage where machines are going to start failing. You know, possibly 20 years from now, maybe less. It could be that, you know, these things are as rare as hen's teeth, and that is, I think, when having a good emulation collection is good. I mean, I've got emulators for pretty much every machine I could ever want. I can't think of any machine that I don't have an emulator for. And I was going to say I don't use emulation anymore. I do use it for making videos. It's the most convenient and best way to record a game. And most of the emulators now, they're really spot on. They run perfectly. You know, so emulation definitely does have its place. So I've got my emulation collection, which I can certainly tap into should I ever get to the stage where I want to get rid of everything. And I must admit, I've never been at that stage where I think about selling everything, but I'm certainly at the point now where I've got, you know, have I got too much stuff? Possibly. I certainly don't want to buy any more systems. There's a Facebook page, Retro for Sale, which I have been a member of for about a couple of years, maybe not a couple of years, maybe a year, something like that. And that has been responsible for me buying a lot of machines. So I've kind of intentionally taken a step away from it. I don't want to spend any more money on my retro collection. I've got enough. I mean, I have spent quite a bit of cash over the years, especially this year. I did get a lot of things. The Just Specky, the 1541 Ultimate Cart for the C64. So yeah, I certainly don't want to increase it. But will I ever get to a stage where I want to sell everything? I don't know. I don't know. Right now, I'm quite content having my collection. I do like coming into this room and, you know, just having, like last night I came in, I put the PS4 on, and then I don't know, I was looking to the side, and I thought I'm going to try my Atari 130XE, and I powered it on, and then I spent a couple of hours just playing some Atari games, and I really enjoyed it. Do I make enough use of machines? Probably not. You know, I've got so many machines that it's certainly difficult to actually make the time to play them all. But one thing that I kind of mentioned before, and I really I need to do it, and that's to kind of maybe allocate one machine per week. So like next week I'll say is the Sega Dreamcast, and just concentrate on playing Sega Dreamcast games. And then the following week play the Spectrum, then Commodore 64, whatever. So I need to try and do that. But right now I'm not looking to downsize my collection. I'm certainly not looking to increase it. There's nothing, I mean, if people talk about a holy grail, about the only machine that I would buy if I had the opportunity, for two reasons. A, it would have to be cheap enough, which it probably wouldn't be, and B, actually getting a hold of one, and that would be the Sharp X68000. As I've mentioned again before, it was a machine that was released in Japan only. It kind of came out, I think, about the same time as the Commodore Amiga and Atari ST, but it was infinitely more powerful. Some of the sort of the conversions of machines, or like games like Ghouls and Ghosts, Strider, they're pixel arcade perfect. It's an utterly superb machine. The biggest problem you've got is they didn't release it outside Japan. There's very few for sale. I mean, you very rarely see them for sale. I can't recall ever actually seen one for sale. A guy that did come along to our computer club did actually have one. I keep winding him up, you know, asking him when he's going to sell it to me. for 50 quid, but it doesn't seem to be biting, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, that's about the only machine. If I did get an opportunity to buy one for a reasonable price, I would probably do it. Retro wise, wash your mouth out with soap. Classic gaming machine wise, there isn't really anything that I'm after. I've got all the machines, I've got all the machines. The one machine I don't have the ability to play, and I have had the chance to buy, is the Amstrad. I did have an Amstrad CPC 464 with the coloured screen, but because it had the screen, it took up quite a lot of space. Now, you've maybe seen my tour, the tour of my little room here. I mean, I've got a TV there, and it's got about, I don't know, it's got about 15 systems connected up to it. This TV here has got about, I don't know, 10 systems connected up to it. So I certainly don't have the space for a dedicated monitor for one system. So that's why I sold the Amstrad, but I do still have the actual Amstrad machine itself. That was a spare that I got given quite a while back. So I kind of think, oh, I could maybe buy the adapter thing to play it through the TV, but then I think to myself, would I use it? Probably not, because the C64, any games that I want to play on 8-bit, I've got the Atari, I've got the C64, I've got the Spectrum, I've got the BBC as well. You know, there's very few games on the Amstrad that I would actually want to play. So anyway, I'm kind of waffling a wee bit. I'm going to pause this a second, guys. So yeah, I think I'm kind of all sort of classic machined up to the hilt. There's certainly nothing else that I want to buy. Though, famous last words. So yeah, listen, I've got one question. In fact, wait a minute, there's one thing now. I kind of feel a wee bit sort of petty. Is that the right word to use? Maybe, yeah, slightly petty. And I'm going to talk about something which I always tell people you should never ever get upset about. And that is subscribers, or more importantly, or to be more accurate, unsubscribers. After following a great shout out from Mark Lactobacillus, I can never remember your proper name, Lactobacillus Prime, that's it. Mark gave me a mention on his channel last week, and I think I gained, in the space of 3 or 4 days, I gained about 6 subscribers. I mean, last Friday I think I was up to 420, and then I put out what I thought, I mean, I put a lot of work into putting out a few videos last week. I did the what was it again? They Did What, which was Quicksilver. Put quite a lot of work into that. I put in a couple of videos which I thought were kind of not too bad, and rather guttingly, I went up to 420, then I proceeded to go down to 416, so I kind of gained about 6 or 7. Then I proceeded to lose about 5 over the course of this week. And yeah, I always say to anybody that's wanting to do a YouTube channel, never do it to try and make, you can't place any importance on subscribers, because if you do, then you'll only get upset. And I'm doing exactly what I tell other people they should never do. But I think, as anybody who's got a YouTube channel can testify, it does take up a lot of time. We do put a lot of effort into sort of trying to make videos fun, enjoyable, and so when you're kind of on the crest of a wave, you've just kind of had a wee kind of bump to your subs levels, and then you put out what you think are kind of a couple of good videos, and then you then lose like 3 or 4 or 5, I think it was. I ended up going back down to 416. I'm now back up to 419 again, so I kind of lost about 5 and I gained another 3 this week. It is slightly demotivating. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you, as much as I do this for me, if nobody was watching these things, I wouldn't do it. That would just be silly. But subscribers, it is an indication of if people like what you're doing. I know people say views are the important thing, which possibly it is, because you could have the most subscribers in the world, but if nobody actually watches your videos, then you know, what's the point? But subscribers, to me, it is a level of how popular you are. You know, there's no two ways about it. The more people that subscribe to your channel, then the more popular you are. And I don't mean popular as in, oh, he's a popular guy. It's people want to watch what you're doing. So when you put out a video, somebody who's got 1 million subscribers, they put out a video, they're going to get a lot more people watching their videos than somebody who's on 400 like myself, whatever. But yeah, am I wrong to get not disappointed? That's maybe the better word. I mean, upset. I don't get upset. That'd be stupid to say I get upset. But am I wrong to feel slightly disappointed, you know, to sort of lose 4 subs in the space of, you know, 3 or 4 days, and then just in the last couple of days I've managed to kind of pick it back up to 419. But I was really hoping that I was going to be, you know, a few more than I was last week. I did kind of say that I would love to get to 500 before Christmas time. I think that's going to be pie in the sky. There's no way I'm going to get 80 odd subscribers in the space of, what, 2 months. But you know, I'm not in it for that reason. But it is disappointing when you lose quite a few subscribers in one go, especially when you've been putting out what you think is kind of, you're trying to fuel the fire, you're trying to keep the momentum going by putting out what you think are quite good videos, and then when you see your sub level falling, it can be kind of quite disheartening, I suppose. You know, am I the only person? Am I the only YouTuber that kind of feels like that? I know. I dare say I'm going to get people responding saying, "Look, you don't pay attention to sub levels," and I would always say that to people as well. But when you lose, I mean, I think that was 4 in the space of 2 days that I lost. Interestingly, I did get a thumbs down for my Quicksilver thing. Don't know why. Oh, that's what I meant to say. I was looking at the dislikes, and most of my dislikes seem to come from Singapore, of all places. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Do I maybe offend people with my colourful language at times? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, if you're from Singapore and watching this, thanks for the thumbs down, because apparently it does help to kind of bring traffic my way. So yeah, that is that, guys. That's the only sort of other topic I wanted to kind of mention, the losing subscribers thing. I've got one question here from the ever reliable Mr. Rabbit Hole himself, Kevin. Just bear with me. What is Kevin saying? Okay. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, for the Friday Waffle, Alan, in your response to Novabug about frustrating things in gaming now, Novabug puts out a thing called the Friday Foursome. It's basically, he asks a question and he wants he wants like the top 4 answers for that particular question. Now last week was what is your 4 most irritating things about video games. So I did do a sort of a VR, which I did actually publish, so you can watch that if you want. Yeah, for the Friday Waffle, Alan, hi. In your response to Novabug about frustrating things in gaming, you mentioned how annoying it is that digital downloads of modern games are more expensive than physical versions, and I agree. It's a ridiculous practice that makes no sense. What I'd like to ask you is, how is the delivery of physical media over there on your side of the pond? I ask because here in Canada it does not seem to matter if I order something from eBay or Amazon, old games or new. So, excuse me, it will always take several weeks to arrive. Excuse me. As a result, for me, digital downloads are often my best option if my local shops don't have what I'm looking for. It's either I get to play the game now or I'm forced to wait for weeks. It impacts a lot of my gaming purchases, and I'm curious if the situation over there is better or worse. You know what? I'm really surprised to hear that, Kevin. I mean, you know, it's not like you're living out in Mongolia. The last time I heard, Canada was a fairly, you know, civilised place, probably more civilised than the UK. But yeah, I've got to say, I mean, I do buy 99% of my games online. Obviously eBay, you know, if you buy something from eBay, you're going to be bound from the individual. It's people like you and I that are selling on eBay. And I know if I sell something on eBay, depending when it is, if the guy buys it on a Sunday, it can sometimes be 3-4 days before I can actually get to the post office. So yeah, it's going to be, you automatically expect, you know, a wait when it's from eBay. But in the main, you know, I find it, I mean, there's been occasional purchases that have maybe taken a few weeks. I mean, you know, I buy stuff from China because, you know, you get things cheaper. I bought a case there. I bought a case here for my GXD. It's actually a GXD 7800, whatever it's called. It's actually a case for a Wii U controller, but it fits perfectly for that. Now I got that in Japan from China, and it cost me about £6, and I think I had to wait about 3 weeks for it. But you know what? You know, I wouldn't get it for that price in here. But games wise, if I buy something from Amazon, they're very, very quick. In many occasions, I mean, I tend to go for, being Scottish, I tend to kind of go for the free postage. You know, purely and simply because A, it's free, and B, it's usually bloody quick. I mean, if I bought something on a Monday night, I was pretty much guaranteed to get it by the Wednesday. It's usually maybe 2 days. I mean, you can obviously go for the sort of next day delivery, which I wouldn't go for unless it was something really expensive, you know, that was worth a lot of money. But I've got to say, buying online, I mean, I buy from Amazon, I bought from a company called The Game. There's various other places. There's a website called Shop2, an online place. I bought from there. I've got to say, don't have any problems at all, and it's for that reason that I really resent, in fact it's not so much resent, I wouldn't ever go into a shop and buy a game, because you just pay so much more for that. I mean, case in point, for my Christmas this year, I think would it be, or no, last year, sorry, I'm talking shite, Christmas last year, I got given some money, specifically to buy Drive Club for the PS4. So I went up to Game with the money, and I bought it, and it was it £50? I think it was £50 it cost me. And I happened to tell a mate, and he told me he'd bought it online for something like 38. So yeah, that was a fair chunk of money more. I mean, it's you know, you can buy everything online so much cheaper. So for that reason, I would really, unless I was absolutely desperate for a game, I really had to play it that day, I would never really buy from a shop in real life, because it's just, you pay so much more. Because yeah, buying online, I certainly don't have any problems with at all. As I say, if you buy from Japan, or maybe you buy from abroad, then you're going to wait a wee bit longer kind of thing. But in the main, buying from Amazon, they're absolutely top notch. And it really surprises me actually when you say that you've got to wait weeks and weeks. You know, if anything, I would have thought that the service across the pond would be even better than it is in the UK. But there you go. It just we're obviously more efficient at getting stuff out the door. Interesting. I wonder why that reason is actually. So yeah, listen. Before I go, just a quick pickup. I don't normally do pickups. Talking of which, Amazon, one of my mates posted a bargain. There's to celebrate 20 years of the PlayStation, Sony released a PS4 controller called the 20th anniversary of the PlayStation, and this is it here. I don't know if you can see it very well because it's really poor lighting, but it's kind of it's PlayStation grey. I don't know what, Battleship grey, is that what it's called? And it's, yeah, it's got you definitely won't be able to see that, but the wee kind of home button looks just like the wee kind of PlayStation logo you got when you load up a PlayStation game, but really nice. Now what I liked about this was this normally sells for, I think it's $54.99. Amazon were doing a sale for, I think, so many hours, and I got that for £38 delivered. I definitely needed a second controller for the PS4, so I was quite happy to buy that. I think it was like 5p more than the normal controller, but I thought, since it's kind of special edition and it looks kind of quite groovy, I thought I'll go for that. So yeah, bought that on Amazon, and I got it 2 days later. So yeah, that's a perfect example of how long it takes. But like I says, Kevin, I'm sorry to hear it takes you so long, and I do understand probably why you do a digital download, because at least that way you can get it right away. Although how do prices compare? I'd be interested to know how an online price in Canada compares with buying from a shop. Is it much more? Is it less? Is it the same? Like I said, in the UK it seems to be kind of higher buying digitally than it is going into a shop and buying it, or definitely more expensive than buying online. So yep, it's online all the way for me. Yeah. Anyway guys, listen, that is it. I've waffled long enough. I do hope you enjoyed watching the video. I trust you all have an excellent weekend. As usual, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Ping the comments below tomorrow in the comments for next week's waffle, or if there's anything else you want me to look at. Remember, if there's any software company you would like to see me give the they did what treatment to, then pop them below. And as usual guys, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching my Mamemeister channel. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.